Welcome everyone to Fat Loss Friday. First, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for being on my email list. Thank you for trusting in me to provide you valuable content. And hopefully you just join in with me with all this excitement that's coming, because we plan to share blogs with you and up-to-date info and just tricks and tips and blah, 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 all this exciting stuff. And then you guys are also the first to get any type of promotion, any type of what's up, what's coming kind of thing. You guys are the first to know. So pretty exciting. Anyways, let's get back to Fat Loss Friday, right? So first, before I even get into the tips that I have for you, the 3 tips that I have for you, making sure that your mind is right, making sure that your mind is strong, making sure that you know what goals you have, that they're attainable, that they're achievable, that it's possible for you to get them and they're realistic. Okay. So getting your mind right, making sure that your goals are realistic, and understanding that whatever your goal is, your body won't get there unless your mind pushes you to be there. Okay. So number one in any goal, anything, will be getting your mind right so that the body can follow. Okay, that's something that I preach to everybody, and I want you to just really feel comfortable with that before you just dive into trying to do these fat loss tips. Is making sure that you're doing, as much as we take care of our body and as much as we try to go to the gym and give good nutrients to our body, you got to mind prep yourself to have fat loss, to stick to your goals. Okay, so that's number one, end all be all. Now let's get into the 3 tips that I have found to be most beneficial for myself and for my clients, especially with me going through the no cover up summer myself here recently. I've put a few people through it, and I'm currently going through it, and I have incorporated some of these little things in there. I've noticed huge improvements. Okay, and it's very, very simple. So the first one is metabolic conditioning workouts. So what does that mean? That just means doing activity pretty intense, like you are breathless. It's hard, it's intense. Typically 3 to 10 minutes max usually. And if you aren't sure of some of those workouts, I'm posting one within this email that you can do. And as you look at that workout, that metabolic conditioning workout, you can see other ones on my YouTube page. Is just Jacqueline Sabatka. And every week I'm posting 2 to 3 new metabolic conditioning workouts. So start adding that into your training. And the best time to do that is before you do cardio or before you do weight training. Do that real intense workout, get your metabolism going, get your heart rate going, get you sweating, get you breathless, and then go into your workout. Okay, so that will help improve fat loss. Also, another way to do this is taking tiny breaks throughout the day. So when you're wanting to go grab that caffeine, you're low on energy, take 1 minute and doing some fast, intense exercise, such as body weight squats for a minute as fast as you can, or burpees, or, you can go to the bathroom stall and do a minute worth of some sort of exercise. That has been shown to help boost your metabolism, help with fat loss, and improve energy levels, kind of decrease cravings. There's just a lot of studies on doing that burst training throughout your day. So that is number 1. Number 2, without changing anything to your caloric intake or your macros, you can simply just change your breakfast, exchange your breakfast out. Because what happens when we sleep at night is we have a spike in growth hormone, which is our fat loss hormone. And then as soon as we wake up and have a carbohydrate meal, it plummets that. It diminishes that. So you're no longer in that fat burning zone that you were at when you were sleeping. So all you do is exchange your carbohydrates out and do a high protein and high fat breakfast. If you need something quick and easy, that would be protein shake with almond, a low sugar protein shake, Optimum Nutrition. That's my favorite. Gold Way Standard with unsweetened almond milk with some peanut butter. Perfect example for your breakfast, and that will help keep you in the fat burning zone, for an additional 4 hours. You add that onto your week, you add that onto 2 weeks, you add that onto your month, you are putting yourself in a ton of extra, so 3, 6, 90, 120 for 30 days. It would be an extra 120 hours in the fat burning zone simply by changing your breakfast. And if for some reason you feel like I just can't do that, I have to have some sort of carbohydrate in the morning, sticking to something that is low sugar, which would be like a low sugar fruit, anything with the word berry in it, strawberry, raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, tends to be a higher fiber fruit source that's lower in sugar that you could add, just try to add like 1 serving. But ideally, if you can just do, your meat, your fats like coconut oil and some veggies for breakfast, you are going to set yourself up for progress without having to change any of your total caloric intake for the day. Right? Pretty cool. And then the third one is learning how to carb cycle. So if you are at a plateau, you just aren't budging, maybe doing a full low week. I've had some people do where they do like 50 to 75 carbohydrates for an entire week. And then on that 7th day, they do a higher carbohydrate day. And then they kind of go back to the similar macros that they were doing before, or similar meal plan that they were doing before. And they notice that that's enough of a shock to the system without being extreme for a significant amount of time and lowering your metabolism, enough of a shock to the system that it allows you to go back into like fat burning zone. If you don't want to do something like that and you are eating the same types of things every day, all day, maybe trying one really low carb day where it's like nothing but veggies are your carb source, or 50 grams or less of carbohydrates for a day, 1 day a week. See how that helps you. Try it for 2 days a week. See if that helps improve you. Try it for 3 days a week. See if that helps improve. You can either carb cycle where you do the full week, you do 1 day at a time, you do 2 lows and a high. High could be like 150 grams of carbs, or you do 3 lows and a high, or the last way that you can typically carb cycle is some people do low, like 50 grams of carbs, medium, 100 grams of carbs, 150 grams of carb as a high. So low, medium, high, regardless to their activity level. I lied. There's one more way, and I do this a lot with my clients, is I will give them the higher carbohydrate day on their lifting training days and then lower carbohydrate day on their non-lifting training days. And sometimes that's only 2 days a week of lower carbs, but that's enough of a shift in their body that it helps boost up fat burn. Okay. So that's it. Those are the 3 tips, other than 4 if you want to count the mindset tip, but I will just encourage that every day throughout, because every goal we ever do in life starts here. 100% starts here and it ends here, because if we get there, it's because our mind was right, our mind was prepared, and it was strong. I think where people start to fail is we spend all this time on the superficial, our body, how our body looks, and that we forget the main reason why we ever got to where we want to be, which was our mindset. So actually, like, some people do self-help books, some people do awareness techniques. Some people do motivational videos. Figure out what you need to do to get your mind in the right place and set up for the goals that you have. Okay? So, real quick, the metabolic conditioning, do either the burst training throughout your day or do it before your workouts. Slowly add in more. The second one was change out your breakfast and do a higher fat, higher protein breakfast and veggies. And then 3, learning how to carb cycle. Very simple. Those are things that you can change right now. But I highly recommend that you only change one at a time. Okay? Because if you just go, oh, I'm going to do all these things and I'm going to have tons of fat burn, that's not realistic, and you don't know which one really helped you. So start with one, see how that works. If you continue to make progress with just one little change like that, just stick with that one little change. When you start to hit another plateau, add in changing up your breakfast. When you start to hit another plateau, try carb cycling more. So try one, start there, and slowly assess and adjust until you get to where you want to be, right? So that you can be no cover-up summer ready this summer, right? So that's it. I hope you guys had an awesome day. And again, thank you so much for being on my email list. I look forward to giving you more fat loss tips and more fat loss information on next Friday. Bye.